Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is FRENO Funtastic and today we're back with another TLC video. This one is another strange addiction. This one, woman is damaging her brain by smelling petrol every 10 minutes. You know, the smell of gas. I mean, we've all smelled it, but it's not something I would do religiously, but you know, it's one of those smells you're like, you know what, you sniff it once, you're like, okay, whatever, but then you kind of like want to sniff it again. Well, let's see what happens here.
My name is Teresa. I'm 44 years old. I'm from Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and I'm addicted to smelling gasoline.
Just already just nose deep. Just I'm in it. I'm like this all the time. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's good for me.
When I wake up in the morning,
man, she's really into that.
The first thing I do is I roll over, sit up, and smell my gas bottle. Then I'll get up, take another sniff of the gasoline, and then I'll come downstairs, and a couple minutes later, I'll take another sniff of it. Man, she's for real a goddamn addict. She has to take a hit, like, consistently. I mean, just from getting out of bed, she's already hit it 3 times. That's gotta be frying her brain cells.
Teresa has been addicted to smelling gasoline for over 30 years.
30?
She takes a sniff every 10 minutes and even wakes up in the middle of the night.
Every 10 minutes. And you wake yourself up just to hit it some more? Girl, I know shit smell good, but you don't have to hit it that damn much.
For a fix.
I mean, you could just open sorry I keep pausing. You could just open the top and just have the aroma in the room with you. I don't know why she has to like stick her whole nose in it.
I don't even know how to explain how it smells. I just love the smell of it, how it makes my nose feel inside the back of my throat.
She is damn near orgasmic. Oh my goodness.
Teresa was only 13 years old when her dad asked if she wanted to smell his gas can.
Okay.
I smelled it that one time and that was all it took.
Now she
Daddy did
stashes 4
it.
water bottles filled with gasoline.
Look like piss. Daddy done did it. Daddy said, hey, smell this. All right, go ahead, hit this. Go hit, smell it. Get the cap. Hit that. Addicted ever since. Jeez.
Throughout the house for easy access.
No matter where I'm at, I have a bottle with me. I keep it either in my purse or in my jacket pocket. When I eat, it's sitting right there at the kitchen table in case I get that urge. Wait a minute.
Hold up. Hang on. I'm right there with you, boo-boo. Come on, let's do this. Oh. 120 times a day. Hang on, let me do some math real quick. That's almost 6 times per hour, if I'm not mistaken. Roughly about 6 times per hour. And that's just doing some quick math. I'm sure my numbers are off, but so that equals out to about every 10 minutes. Math is fun.
When I walk in the door, the first thing that hits me is the smell of gas. It smells like you're walking into a garage. And then we're smelling gas while you're cooking.
Yeah, how does he handle
And
that?
the point is, if you don't like it, go upstairs.
When Teresa doesn't have gasoline, watch out. She does get very angry.
Yeah,
what do you think
wouldn't.
it's doing to your health?
Okay, bro, if she's been doing this for 30 years, I don't know why you trying to have this conversation with her right now. I mean, you've been married to her for a while, so you know this is not gonna change. Also, do they have to sleep in separate bedrooms? Because again, I feel like she would just, you know, instead of having an incense burner, she would just take the cap off and just let the smell permeate the room. So does he like sleep in another room? Because I'm sure that would give him a headache. I'm sure a normal person would get a headache from those aromas.
It's going to your brain, or
I don't know. I can't answer that. But I'm not going to sit here and have you throw it in my face when, you know...
not throwing it in your face. I'm just saying, you've been saying that for years, but you're still smelling gas.
And that's another thing with the whole addiction. Cause yeah, I understand what she's saying. Like, don't pick at me. I've always been this way. You knew that when you married me. But I understand where he's also coming from. Like, I'm not trying to pick at you, but at the same time, when you verbally say, oh, I can quit anytime, and it's like, no, you can't. You obviously cannot quit anytime. That's why you're an addict.
Teresa doesn't work and is supported by her boyfriend.
Oh wow! Oh, boyfriend. Okay, so that's not even hubby.
She spends almost $400 a month on her addiction.
Bruh. How is 1 can of gas not enough? Does that shit evaporate? Like what's going on? Cause she ain't got no job. He's bankrolling everything. How the hell are you spending $400 of gas a month? Explain that to me.
Frank fight over it. You know, take the last couple dollars we have just to go get the gasoline can filled because I have to have my gasoline to sniff. I come to the gas station about twice a week. The more I go to the gas station, the fresher the gas is.
I've heard her talk about situations where she chose the gas over buying food or something like that. She just needs her fix.
So I don't know much about gas. I wouldn't think it would go stale. Maybe it does, because she obviously has to keep refilling it every 2 weeks. So I guess it loses its pungent odor after a while. That's my assumption here.
I've had memory loss since about 1995. Because of my memory loss, I have to use, darn, see? I have to use little notes and leave them tacked up on my steering wheel of my car.
Oh, that's fucked.
Even outside of my purse sometimes.
She literally fried her brain cells, and now she can't remember shit, and is still continuing to sniff this stuff. And now she has to leave notes like in Memento. Goodness. Good movie, by the way.
The past 6 years, I have had major stomach problems. I've had anemia problems.
Definitely.
Think about the gasoline could be killing her. It just makes me just want to curl up in a ball and cry somewhere because I can't get through to her. Nobody can get through to her.
So this is obviously super unhealthy, but I wonder, compared to cigarettes, how bad is it? Because, you know, you're inhaling all that nicotine and those chemicals in your lungs, and she's directly sniffing straight gasoline, so I'm not sure if that's better or worse than a bunch of nicotine and chemicals, but either way, it's having adverse effects on her health.
I never really thought about going a day without it. I don't know if I could or not. I'm ashamed of it, yeah.
She just needs to know that she's very loved. She needs to stop.
I wonder if she's going to therapy, because obviously you can't make someone get help for themselves, but I wonder if she's tried to go to therapy to, you know, maybe replace this addiction with something safer, something healthier. Hell, smelling something that's not chemically induced and killing her, you know. If the obsession is to sniff something, and it seems to be like this is more of her, I guess, relating to her dad, because hey, my dad let me sniff it, now I'm addicted to sniffing it, but I wonder if she could sniff something else.
So my understanding is that there are lots of people who are worried about you and your health, and why would that be?
I've been sniffing gasoline for about 30 years now.
For 30 years?
30 years.
Every day?
Every day.
The doc is so trying to wrap his brain around this. You can tell when he's just repeating what she said. Obviously, I do that for context, but as a doctor, he's like, I want to be clear that everything you just said is 100% accurate. For 30 years, nonstop, every day, you've been doing this, and I'm trying to figure out how you're still alive right now. That's the look I'm seeing on him.
I've been having a lot of short-term memory loss. It started getting bad about 1995. I was getting lost when I drive. I'd misplace things. I'd let food cook on the oven, you know, just stupid stuff like that.
You need to know from at least a medical standpoint that this is a very destructive thing. Gasoline destroys the covering to nerves and prevents the nerves from sending signals. Then not only do your organs attached to the nerves not work normally, but muscles also don't work normally.
Okay.
Wow, literally a chain of events from frying her nerves, starting from her nostrils, and then into the sensors into her brain to the rest of her body. That, whew, man, that's rough.
So it breaks down tissue just like a person is actually being burned by fire. And that's pretty much what's happening to you when you're sniffing gasoline.
It's like a slow death from the inside out.
When you're sniffing the gas, it's not just, you know, in your nose and in your throat. It goes through the tissue and eventually into the blood. You didn't know that?
No.
Okay. Every time you're doing that, you're damaging every organ. Every single one.
When the doctor said that it was effective.
Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, you know, when you're sniffing this, you're killing your organs. It's permeating the inside of your body. I know she's aware of this, but I don't know, it seems crazy to me when people who have these issues, they go to a doctor, right? And the doctor tells them stuff that they should already know, or people who have told them. But I guess hearing it from a medical professional solidifies it, and then they're just hit with like this wall of reality. Because when other people around them are saying it, they're just like, you know, whatever, I'm fine. But when the doctor says it, it's like, oh, this is some real shit. That's weird how we do that.
Affecting my whole body, I just couldn't believe it was doing that. So it was very overwhelming to hear him say that.
My guess is that your organs, including your nervous system, are much more damaged than they should be for someone your age.
Teresa won't live another 30 years of gas sniffing. Every time that she's sniffing, she might overdo it. and then die. It's Russian roulette every time.
That's
When
crazy.
people have
Just
lots
slowly
of
killing
exposure to
yourself.
gasoline, it can cause damage to the nerves that are furthest away from the center part of the body. And one way we can find out if the nerve is working normally or if it's still intact, we can do a test which is called the EMG, which stands for electromyogram. So we're going to be sending a small shock through, and the goal of the shock is to tell us how long it's going to be before the information gets back. And we have
EMG test.
standards that we can compare your nerves with those other standards and find out, is there damage to the outsides of the nerves? The shock itself is going to be no different than the shock that people get when they touch a doorknob.
Okay.
We're at
Get that
5.
static going.
So let's go there. Okay, so here's a little zing. Ready?
Okay, her toes
A little
moved,
bit more.
but she felt
Okay,
that.
over there. Okay, here comes the next shock.
Okay, toes moving.
Okay, good.
Okay, so she's
This
reacting.
nerve we're having trouble even finding. So here's the next pinch. And one last one. Okay, well, that's a surprising response.
Good?
It's a good, surprising response.
Oh, good, because I saw
The
her leg
tests
moving.
show
So I'm like, okay, her body's responding. Hopefully she can actually feel that.
that your nerve looks okay.
Oh, good.
This is a great sense of relief for you, I can
very
imagine. And at the same time, it's still doing damage.
Right.
She's been tremendously lucky. 30 years of sniffing,
Shoot.
and somehow her body's held up.
Yeah.
She's not going to stay lucky.
How?
after 30
How?
more years.
Super
This is a
lucky.
break point. Every single post-it that you put up is another reminder that this is
Getting worse.
an area of damage. So do you see a time that you're going to stop?
No, this is not going to happen overnight. I know it's going to be a process to do, and it's going to be a long recovery. Just knowing the results of the test that you just did, I know there's hope left.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think you're going to do great.
All this information
yeah.
was very overwhelming for me, but it did give me a light at the end of the tunnel, and that's all I needed. When I get home, I'm
I really,
going to try and not even use the rest of that bottle tonight. I'm going to look at myself day by day. That's all I can do right now.
that's all you can do, girl. Do your thing. Did not smell petrol that evening. Okay, you know, baby steps. She cut down to just one sniff every 2 hours. Okay, so she's actually making some progress. Okay, that's good. That's good. She was having me worried there for a minute because I was like, yeah, because my main concern was, okay, she did the test and the doctor says, okay, you are still technically healthy for now. And I'm glad that she took that as a wake-up call instead of an excuse to say, oh, well, if I'm still healthy, I can do this for another 30 years and just worry about it later. You see what I'm saying? So I'm glad this was a wake-up call. I'm glad that she's cut it down, you know, to once every 2 hours instead of just, you know, 6 times an hour. That's insane. Because now she can still get that gasoline sensation just at a much slower pace. Yeah, that was a woman damaging her brain by smelling petrol every 10 minutes. That took a very odd turn. But you know, it is what it is. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you see, go ahead and comment down below, get some dialogue going, hit that like button and subscribe. Really helps out my channel when you guys do things like that. Helps out the YouTube algorithm too, because I'm sure I'm not being spotted. But all said and done, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.